There's a group of people who wake up before dawn. They read the weather and the land like a book. For months, they prepare. They teach their children, train their dogs, and often spend a small fortune. All of this to quietly watch the earth come to life and hopefully shoot a duck.
There's so much more to it than the actual shooting of the birds.
You're noticing how the marsh wakes up, how it breathes, how the earth breathes.
The sun rises, the sun sets. I mean, they're just very, very memorable moments.
I don't know what it is. It's just something about I'm bringing food back to home.
In the beginning, there were literally clouds of ducks. Just this whole environment is different, and that's part of the reason, that's part of the charm of it, why we're here.
This state is considered the sportsman's paradise.
It's at the the bottom of the flyway.
It is definitely a part of the culture, duck hunting, definitely. Because of the terrain.
You can hunt a cypress slough like this and with a bunch of wood ducks. So you can go up into the timber in North Louisiana. You can go down into the marsh in the Atchafalaya Basin.
I don't think I have to tell anyone in the state of Louisiana how important coastal wetlands are.
It's an ecosystem that's surviving from the interest of people being involved.
If you would have asked me about duck hunting a few years ago, I probably wouldn't have much to say. I had nothing against hunting. I guess I just hadn't been exposed to it. But I've spent time with waterfowl experts, hunting guides, and decoy carvers and call makers, and almost 40 early mornings in duck blinds across Louisiana. A lot's changed since then.
Close your left eye. You'll want this speed, you'll look right down that rib.
I realized the story of the Louisiana duck hunter, their value, their culture, is one that needs to be told. So I set out to make this documentary.
We're still honoring our roots and our heritage by hunting and by putting the meat on the table that we've gotten ourselves. A big city where you walk into some place and buy sliced ham. Where's the roots? Where's your roots in that? Where's your heritage there? Where's your culture there?
I studied environmental science in Louisiana, and I can tell you, if you don't understand the role that hunters play in our environment, you're not getting the full picture.
The founders of the environmental movement in this country were all hunters and fishermen.
Because hunters have always been willing to contribute their resources, their money, their political activism to conservation issues.
And it was hunters who were kind of sounding alarms and recognizing that they were losing species, and that without protection and regulations on how many were hunted, that we would continue to see species go extinct.
Hunting ducks, when it's all said and done, he's investing into a program that's going to protect and restore wetlands. That's conservation.
We've lost a third of our coastal wetlands, one of the most important habitats for wintering ducks in the United States, not just the Mississippi Flyway.
Some people well outside of the hunting world might not recognize the great contribution that hunters have to preserving habitat for these hunted species and how important that is.
And so what's happened as the number of sportsmen and hunters in particular has declined for all these different reasons, that funding source is also declining.
If I never took the leap onto that four-wheeler at 4 a.m. with a couple strangers going to a pit blind somewhere near Kaplan, Louisiana, I wouldn't understand any of this either. But this isn't a story about me. This is a story about the past, the present, and the future of Louisiana and our culture, told through the lens of those most intimately connected, the duck hunters.
For the wider audience that watches this important work, maybe you don't like hunting, maybe you don't like guns, maybe you don't think you like hunters even though you've never tried to do any of it. But they're important for your clean air and water, and once they're gone, you'll have less of it.